Oh,
There it is, Michael. Sorry. I knew he'd show
Really
up.
happy for you to be here.
Special gift ever seen. Simon, yeah,
Hello, how are you?
great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I've known that kid his whole life when he was a little kid swimming in Kokio.
Is he on both? Like advisory and budget committee? I can't.
I think so.
So what was the question? Simon's on our budget committee.
Correct.
Need to appoint him on the other committee then.
I was looking at the website and I think I'm one of two on the budget committee.
We're gonna fix that, some of that today. Okay, we are streaming, and it is now 9 o'clock.
Well, thank you everybody for being here. The time being 9 o'clock, I'll call this Coos County Area Transportation District Board of Directors and Advisory Committee meeting to order. Melissa, will you please call the roll?
Certainly, Director Harper,
Here.
Director VC,
Here,
Director Johnson, Director Dovenspike.
Here.
Director Clausen, Director Taylor.
Here.
Director Nelson.
Here.
For the advisory committee, Lauren Morris.
Here.
Cynthia Ramirez.
Just call.
I see you, Cynthia.
Audio wasn't working.
Now I hear you. Good morning. Michael Babcock.
Hi, I'm here.
Good morning. Michelle McIntyre. Richard Rogers.
Here.
Karen Dubasar.
Here.
For the budget committee, we have Simon Alonso. We have Jason Barr, who is a driver with us today. And we also have Jane Stebbins, our district's counsel. Welcome, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Melissa. Board and colleagues, we do have one change to the agenda today that was sent out. And it is item 7A, which is the Bandon Copial Dial-A-Ride. And I will turn it to Melissa for the background on that. Thank you, Melissa.
You want to start with the consent agenda? Or call
No,
for
that's kind of boring. Why would I want to do that? Anyway, yeah,
comment?
we'll go back up to item 5, our consent agenda. Board,
Okay.
within our consent agenda, we have our board minutes from November 10th, our financial report and balance sheet as of October 5. We'll get there. And then our ridership report, and we will do citizen comments right after that. Board, do I have a motion on the consent agenda?
I move to accept the consent agenda as presented. Second.
We have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any comments, questions?
I just say on the ridership, I'm glad to see that it's continuing to rise, which is good. So, yeah.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor of approving consent agenda as presented, say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Abstentions, the motion carries. And apologies again. We are going to move back up to item 4, citizen comments on agenda items. Limited to 3 minutes per person. Do we have anybody here for a comment on an agenda item? Going once, twice. I'll close the public comment period for agenda items. Item 6, old business, to which we have none. And now finally, pardon me, we'll go to item 7 of new business, which is good morning. Item 7A, banning Kokio tile. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. I thought it'd be a good time for us as a board and to seek comments from the advisory committee on our on our Coquille Myrtle Point dial-a-ride service. About 64% of the days that we provision service go with no utilization whatsoever. So I have a driver who has nothing to do for 5.5 hours sitting in Coquille Myrtle Point. We have 3 individuals that use this service on occasion. So what I'm bringing to the table is a couple items for discussion today. First is as a general practice, we schedule dial-a-ride rides 2 weeks in advance. And I would propose that we consider allowing medical rides be scheduled up to 1 month in advance. That will help us prioritize medical rides. Secondly, when it comes to the 2 service areas, and why don't I share a map here?
Looks like that.
That coming across okay?
Yes.
Okay, so currently we have 2 separate service areas. We have Coquille Myrtle Point, which is served on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then we have Bandon, which is served Tuesdays and Thursdays. What I would propose is we create 1 service area that is served all 4 days, because I do have Bandon customers who would be interested in having some rides provisioned on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then leave it up to then the dispatcher scheduler to then negotiate with the occasional Coquille Myrtle Point customer to either schedule those rides on the shoulders or cluster them in a way that we can be the most efficient. Generally, the customers in Coquille Myrtle Point Dial-A-Ride are using our service for shopping. So with that, I think that's all the background I currently have, unless there's some specific questions. But I would pass the baton to our Lauren Morris, who's chair of the advisory committee, to facilitate discussion of the advisory committee.
I'm going to go ahead and just read from what you have and call for an advisory motion, and then we can have a discussion on that. So, so there have been an excessive amount of days where the district has had a driver on the clock with no rides in Coquille Myrtle Point, as Melissa pointed out. While the district has had customers interested in service on the same days in Bandon, staff recommends the following program design changes to allow medical rides to be scheduled up to 1 month in advance on Dial-A-Ride system-wide. This new business rule will naturally allow for prioritization for non-emergency medical rides over education, employment, shopping, or entertainment, which only has a 2-week window. To merge the 2 service areas of Coquille Myrtle Point Monday and Wednesdays, and Bandon Tuesdays and Thursdays into 1 service area Monday through Thursday. This will provide the dispatcher with optimal flexibility in negotiating and arranging customer requests into day and time blocks as needed, Monday through Thursday, for maximum efficiency, with a general rule of thumb of only 1 round trip on 42 South per day originating from Coquille Myrtle Point. So I would like to hear an advisory motion to the board of directors to for them to make a motion to implement this recommendation from staff. Do I hear a motion
So,
and a second?
Audio now unmuted.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. You'll be welcome on here another time.
I can second that if you still need a second. This is Michael.
I couldn't hear my phone.
Mike was supported, he did a second.
So
Audio now
I'm
unmuted.
sorry, Richard, are you? See, Michael, did you do the motion?
Audio now unmuted.
I'm sorry, I thought there was already a motion on the floor, so I was seconding it. But if there isn't a motion, then I'll move that we proceed with the recommendation that was sent out related to the Coquille Myrtle Point Bandon.
Thank you, Michael. And
I did make the motion that we move forward and
okay, so Richard actually did the motion and Michael is
Audio now
second.
unmuted.
Yep, okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure.
Okay, is there any discussion on this?
Audio now unmuted.
I just have a quick question directly for Melissa, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Melissa, do you see this negatively impacting the availability for Coquille Myrtle Point riders much? It sounds like it doesn't because it's not being utilized as much as we'd like it to be, and I don't like the idea of someone sitting around not having things to do. So I'm in favor of this, but I'm not sure if you've heard anything from Coquille Myrtle Point riders that this might negatively impact.
I don't anticipate any negative impacts for Coquille Myrtle Point at this time. Right now, what is getting negatively impact are the customers in Bandon who
Right.
potentially could be using the service on Mondays and Wednesdays. But this, I think, provides the greatest flexibility for the dispatchers and schedulers to negotiate and with the customers to maximize efficiencies.
Did that answer your
Audio
question?
now unmuted.
It did, thank you.
Great. Any other discussion or questions?
I believe it's open for us to discuss a name for this bus line.
That's
If
if we pass it.
if we pass it.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we discuss it so we'll know what we're gonna look at when we're done?
Sure, if you'd like to.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you? Your advisory, that's right.
Yes. So I know that this, and I'm new to the advisory board, but I'm trying.
Okay.
My question is kind of simple, but do we know why we're not utilizing the service in the Myrtle Point Coquille area? Do we know? Does anyone know?
Problem, it's been forever. You do provide a service, they don't take advantage of it. As a former bus driver with the Fun Bus, we used to provide opportunities to go to the Shore Acres,
We were just.
and I get one person on the bus. I give them 2 weeks notice, 3 weeks notice. People will complain when it's not available, but when it's available, they won't take advantage of it. So I think this is an excellent idea.
So is this a service that's just around their own city? Is that what we're saying? Or is this,
It's basically Coquille Myrtle Point,
Yeah.
Coquille. That's it.
that's it? Doesn't come to town?
It doesn't appear to have any negativity to Myrtle Point or Coquille. I understand that. My question was just that I was curious as to why nobody had butts in there.
And it's just dial it right.
And it's seven, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like those numbers, I mean, like I said, I'm new, and I feel like those numbers have been dwindling over time. That's the feeling I get, and I just wanna make sure I understand that.
Yeah, I myself am also curious, and I did talk to Melissa Dovenspike to see what her experience was at the senior center with congregate meals. And Melissa also mentioned that participation was low there as well. So it would appear that people's needs are getting satisfied amongst themselves. and not using community services.
We're only serving like 80 meals a month in Coquille. And that's significantly lower than what we used to have 1,000. So
Right.
there's just nobody going out really anymore after COVID. Or utilizing anything that is in the community with a bunch of
Right,
people.
I wonder if it has something to do with the availability of, you can just have stuff delivered to your door on demand.
Bingo. My homebound has grown exponentially, but my congregate has not.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion?
I'll just show you the flag.
Yeah. I think, Richard wanted to talk about the last point on there before we vote, which is the name. So if the advisory committee and board support the service change, what do we call the new combined service area? It is not preferred to use band in Coquille and Myrtle Point just for that reason. It's hard to spit out.
Because we don't want, it named Bandon or Folkhill. You can't group them all together, so, I recommend that we call it CCAT South. I mean, it's simple, it's plain, and gets right directly to their need.
Okay, thank you for that.
And I'm not in your committee, but I'd like to call it Coquille Valley.
And personally, I like Southern Coos County,
Yes,
so
that's good.
I like South County,
I think South County is nice.
South County.
and I'm a marketing person.
he wins.
Probably.
You might.
All right, well, before we get much further into that, we have a motion on the floor and a second. We can continue to discuss that last point because it's not really part of the motion. So I'd like to call for the vote.
Audio now unmuted.
And this is just the, I'm sorry, Michael.
No, I was unmuting so I can vote.
He was unmuted, so we can vote. You're good.
Oh, okay. So only the advisory board is voting on this, and then we'll kick it over to the board of directors. So all in favor of this motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Do we have enough? And all opposed? Sustained? Melissa, do we have enough to pass?
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our advisory committee, your deliberations and your vote. I will now bring it back to the board of directors. Board, we now have a recommendation from our advisory committee. Who would like to kick off discussion or questions? If there is any, go ahead.
Well, a couple of things. I think, the list of things they might want, it said education here. I think that might be something that takes a little bit of priority and just under medical or something, when they're thinking about all that, of how they're gonna put together a schedule. Aren't we doing some sort of media, more education and advertising, and I'm thinking after a period of time this has just gone off people's radar as a possibility, and might be something that if we're going to do more education, that this is available, then maybe we need to revisit it in the future or something. But I'm thinking that's maybe part of it. In my mind, it might be just plain, it's not something well known.
The public service announcements on the radio and on the link to the page saying things availability would be very important. The more you advertise, the more they'll ride.
Yeah.
Just making them aware that it's available.
Yeah.
Well, I live in Coquille and you see the CCAT bus every day almost. I mean, it's very apparent that we have that service there.
I don't know if it's Dial-A-Ride that's as known. I served a customer in Coquille, and I'm on the board, and and I figured it out, but I'm not sure that, for my customer, but, that I caregive for at the time, but I'm not sure that dial ride part of it is. I see CCAT, I see kind of, in my mind, that's a fixed route, availability, but not necessarily a dial ride type thing. So I don't know, maybe.
Anything else from the board? If there are no further comments, I would take a motion. On the recommendation. No.
So I make a motion that we accept the recommendation to have one service area Monday through Thursday for the Bandon, Coquille, Mortar Point area. Does that cover everything on that motion?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to accept the recommendation from staff and our advisory committee. Board, do we have any further discussion, comments, concerns?
To me, if Bannon wants to ride and Myrtle Point and Coquille don't, we have to provide Bannon the service. It's cost effective to provide the service, and they have proven that they want it. It's a no-brainer.
Anything else? Once, twice. I'll call for the question. All in favor of adopting the motion and accepting the recommendation, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Abstentions. The motion is adopted. Thank you. Board, that moves us on to item 7B, applicant privacy policy. I'll do the background on that. Data protection laws mandate organizations to inform individuals about the collection, use, and disclosure of personal information. This template was provided by ADP. Unless if you have anything further on that.
I don't have anything else to add. It is a required policy that we post in our applicant portal.
It
So
should be under tab 3 for anybody who has a binder. I'm looking to the board for a motion on the privacy policy.
Yeah. I move that we accept the privacy policy.
Motion, do we have a second? We have a motion and a second to adopt the applicant privacy policy. Board, is there any further comments or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor of adopting the applicant privacy policy, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you.
Were we gonna go back and get a name for the?
Ooh. Do you want to do that,
Oh,
Melissa?
yeah.
Sorry.
I was just testing it.
Well. Yes. We could come back to that, or we could start that before item C. Either one. Board.
Need a chair. You
Well,
make the call.
trying to be dramatic. We can go back to that then, and the general manager's report. We are gonna move on then or to item C, which is resolution 2025-7, appointments to budget committee. Background on this: to give the public ample opportunity to participate in the budgeting process, local law requires that a budget committee be formed that includes voters from the district. The budget committee considers the budget proposed by the budget officer and comments made by the public and suggested changes to align the board's goals within the projected revenues. When the budget committee is satisfied, it approves the budget. Board, we have a document before us, resolution 2025-7, appointments to the budget committee. Do I have a motion on the resolution?
I so move appointments to the budget committee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on resolution 2025-7, appointments to the budget committee. Do we have any comments? I will just say thank you, Jeremy and Karen, for joining our team. We're hoping to get you some more fellow friends on that board soon, so just stay tuned. But if there's nothing further, board, I will call the question on resolution 2025-7. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Abstentions. The motion or the resolution is adopted. Thank you. D, Melissa, can I give you this item?
Yes, so as you can see, we still have quite a few slots left on the budget committee. So please encourage individuals that you think would be willing to help us out in this budget process. I have provided a link to the budget committee application. It can also be found on the website. We have 3 positions that are still open. Position 3, which expires December of 27, and positions 6 and 7, which expire December of 28. And we are looking to have applications in by February 3rd.
Hopefully we will help you out with that. Anything further on that? Thank you so much, Melissa. The board, that moves us to item E, our budget calendar. Each year, this board of directors reviews and approves the budget calendar for the CCAT for CCAT. The calendar provides a detailed schedule of deadlines for the completion of the 2026-2027 fiscal year budget. You have that document, I think.
We do.
Under tab 4, if you have it. Are there any questions, comments, concerns on the budget calendar for 2026? If not, I would take a motion.
I move to approve the 2026 budget calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the 2026 budget calendar. Board, is there any other questions or comments?
They just moved everything up because of the funding or lack thereof. That's why we're doing it earlier instead of later.
Thank you for that annotation. Anything else, board? I'll call the question on the approval of the 2026 budget calendar. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved, say no. Abstentions, the motion carries. Wonderful. Board, we now have in front of us item F, which is resolution 2025-8, CCAT budget officer. Oregon budget law requires that a budget officer be appointed by the board of directors for each budget cycle. The budget officer is responsible for preparing the proposed budget for the presentation to the budget committee, publishing required notices in compliance with budget law. We have document 2025-8 appointing the budget officer in front of us. But board, do I have a motion before we move into questions?
I move to approve the resolution 2025-8, appointing the budget officer.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-8, appointing the budget officer. Do we have anything further on that? I know Melissa.
Melissa's the budget officer.
Melissa is the budget officer.
In case you were wondering,
Which is
Melissa
saying the
is a
resolution
person
is just
because-
gonna do us wonderfully. Get our budget and our finances in order. God bless, thank you so much. Anything further on that? Hearing none, I'll call the question on resolution 2025-8. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Abstentions, the resolution is adopted. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. Good luck and Godspeed.
Yes.
Board, before we get into our general manager's report, I wanted to take us back because I forgot. Do we have name suggestions, final name suggestions for our new service area that had some?
So you got Lawson.
I got South County. I think it, it's inclusive where one or two of the other suggestions were not inclusive.
Just South County. Those 2 words, transportation, transit, what was that?
South County dial, right?
Yeah, South County Dial-A-Ride.
There we go.
See a couple head nods. Are we feeling good with that?
Suggest Southern Coos County just to make it a little more.
Anything else?
My feeling on your is that it's not as catchy, it's not as easy, it's certainly more fully says what it is, but South County dial, right,
But to me, if you're a person from out of the area and you say South County, It could be anywhere. There's a lot of, if you get the word coos in there, it helps a lot. I'm not saying that South County's not number one, but if you throw coos in there, it's a lot easier for a person who doesn't know where the heck they are.
So it could be South Coos County.
Well, right, but it's not as easy and it's more technically correct, but I think we're still trying to promote the service and get people to use it. To get people to use it, you need to get them to talk about it. And I think it's a catchier, easier, and with the exception of people new to the area or from out of the area, it's better from a marketing standpoint. I don't have any money invested in this.
Well, that's good. So we've got South County Dial-A-Ride, Southern Coos, or South Coos County Dial-A-Ride, Southern Coos County Dial-A-Ride. Any comments from the left half of the room on any suggestions?
I think I like South over Southern, and I don't know why, but it's shorter and you know, so. But
I think coos is important.
Melissa, were you looking for a motion from this or just kind of like board feedback?
How about I just take all the feedback that I've been listening to and I will use my best judgment for the marketing materials.
I like that.
very well done.
We better win Boston.
So I have a question about just why aren't we using the name of CCAT? CCAT is telling you what the bus line is, and then add South Coos to it. So you have CCAT's South Coos Transit.
Well, CCAT does have Coos in it, you know, so. Yeah,
Redundant.
yeah, Coos County area transit, you know,
Yeah.
so. Redundant.
South County. And then you got Outfit in there.
Yeah, you do.
See, have South County something.
Mhm.
Go, Melissa, go.
Go,
I think Melissa has all of our
Input.
It's been a
All of
really
your input,
helpful
and she will-
discussion.
And she
So
will
thank
do.
you.
So, but we're only talking Dial-A-Ride, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good to be clear as well,
Yeah.
but it's just Dial-A-Ride.
Mm-hmm.
See, have South County.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for that discussion. Bringing us back board, that will move us to item 8, which is our general manager's report. If I'm not mistaken.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much. First, let's talk about Transit Day for 2026. So it's been our practice that in January of every year, we have a free transit day. This is a way to celebrate transit as well as express our appreciation by handing out the calendar year's button. And that button then in following months will once a month provide a free service. So in January, all rides are free and we're proposing that to be on January 28. And then on the 4th Tuesday, then the following months, February through December, those who have their button, kept it, and wears it on that 4th Tuesday will then get to ride for free. If they don't have their button, then they pay their fare and then they get a button again. And so then the following month, when we have the free transit day, then if they have their button, then they get to ride for free. So the objectives of the Transit Day Button Days is to reward our current riders for their support of public transit and to increase awareness by employers and our community by having our button out there at least once a month. Are there any questions about Transit Day / Button Day?
Is this an example of the button you have on?
That is the one.
I have the 2025 button on, I believe,
Uh-huh.
the most
Okay.
current one.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I'm just curious as to why we're switching buttons every year. I'm starting my collection and I'll need another one then. But I like the last one because it showed our buses are blue now instead and that kind of thing, what I mean? Which was good advertisement that we changed the color, right? Such, but I was just curious why we're doing a different button every year.
Well, we do a different one because generally by the end of the year, we're out of buttons. And then it also is an opportunity for us to update our button and people will collect them, hopefully. I know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do.
collecting.
A couple different variations now.
I just didn't know if it saved a little bit of money, probably not much to redesign these things and whatever have you. So, yeah. Okay.
Melissa, is there a record of who has the buttons?
No.
They're just given out
Yeah.
by the drivers.
Yes.
I know, like a month after I was appointed to the advisor committee, I just got a bag full of them and was told to hand them out to my friends. I don't know if there's very well kept records on specific.
I was just thinking that if the person didn't have a button and the driver had a list of names or a way to look up a name, then they could still get on for free.
Now we need them to wear.
I think that's important.
Yeah, I believe that each year that they should trade their old button in for the new button.
And then
And
they don't collect them.
what? Tell us more about that.
Well, they wouldn't have to pay for it, number one. And it gives them insight to wear the buttons so that they know that they're gonna get a free ride. I just think it would be better because when they get on the bus with their old one and they come to you and they say, I got it, I got the button. Say, well, I'm sorry, that's no good this year,
Keep in mind, January is free. We pass out the buttons at no cost.
What?
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the old buttons out of the system and have the new buttons put in.
Well, they can keep them or turn them in if they want. You don't have to.
It's amazing how many of those old ones are used on a regular basis to get on the bus on the free Wednesday.
Does the driver just switch them out?
If you notice it. Sometimes when they're getting on, you don't have time to notice those buttons. You see the button, but you don't see exactly which one it is.
So you just know everybody on that bus on that day is going to be free, whether they have a button or not?
Normally, yes. Yes, we have people that get on the bus that do not believe in the pin and they don't want the pin and they pay their own way. And we have several of those people. So most of all, it's the button.
Yeah.
Everybody looks forward to the button. Everybody.
Well, board, we do have a motion on this. If we don't have any further discussion, it's on the top of the next page.
Well, I had something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go right
Just
ahead.
to clarify, are we switching from the fourth Wednesday to the fourth Tuesday for 2026?
Yes, we are, because
Okay.
Wednesdays are our highest ridership day. And so we're moving to a Tuesday to promote Tuesdays.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anything further? I would take a motion.
And make a motion to move to adopt free fares for Transit Day on January 28th and the 2026 Button Day campaign.
Second.
We have a motion on a second for our free transit day and 2026 button day program. Or do I have anything further? Further comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Abstentions, the motion carries. Thank you. Back to you, Melissa.
Thank you. The next item is an update on the Coos Transit Center and Mobility Hub. So congratulations to the district. Yes, we were funded our full ask of 8.8 million for our hub project. And I've been on the phone multiple times with ODOT to discuss cash flow and with because we have multiple grants that we're using to fund this project. I have learned that in our project, we indicated that funds would be fully committed on September 15 of 2026. Well, apparently that doesn't work well for ODOT's timeline. ODOT has currently prioritized our project as 13th in the state. And so they don't anticipate finalizing our contract between FTA and ODOT for our 8.8 million until March of 2027, which means that we won't be able to receive any reimbursements against the 8.8 million until tentatively June of 2027.
That's huge.
So I've been working very closely with Jennifer, and Jennifer Boardman just joined us. Welcome, Jennifer. She's been a huge advocate on behalf of the district with ODOT leadership with respect to our cash flow needs and requirements for this project. Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate you very much. We are working diligently in number one, putting our project into phases. And the purpose of putting it into phases is to mitigate any cash flow risk. So as you can imagine, our first focus will be securing the parcel. Then there's plenty of earth to be moved. And utilities to be facilitated, and then the bus terminals. And so likely that is what we're going to encapsulate as phase one. And we can do that with the current 5339 and STIF discretionary, we believe that we have in hand. And then the balance of the project, it would give us some more planning time, and we'll line the cash flow availability with phase two, which will be the buildings, the main admin building and the security building. So it still ebbs and flows. As you can imagine, conversations on cash flow with ODOT change every day. But we are working diligently to have a project phasing that will align best with our cash management. Is there any questions on that before I go to the next related subject of the hub?
I think we're good, Melissa.
Okay. All right. So I've been working with ProPlay in drafting the request for proposals for construction manager and general contractor. And Jane also reviewed the RFP. The RFP will be released on Wednesday, December 10th. There will be a required bidders site visit on January 8th. The proposal will be due on January 28. There will be an evaluation of the proposals and interviews, and then it will come to the board with a recommendation from the evaluation committee, and then we will award the contract.
So Melissa, we haven't guaranteed, secured 100% got the property yet?
No, we don't
signed
close.
papers?
We don't close on the escrow until the end of January.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So I have a couple of questions for the board. One is, there is currently a draft of the standardized contract for the construction manager, general contractor, with a guaranteed maximum price. And Jane has reviewed it, but I'm wondering if the board would also like a construction attorney to review the guaranteed maximum price agreement. So
Can you
that's
tell us-
question. That's
Can you tell us
question.
the advantages, disadvantages at some point about that?
I can throw something in there.
Thank you.
The process that we're looking at with this contract is different from what the board is used to, because typically we follow the law about public contracting is broken down into kind of chunks. And typically we follow the one where the board is the contracting agency for every single individual contract under the project that we do. And so we review and then come back to you and sign for every contractor throughout the project. What this does is effectively delegate that to what's called a CGMC, or construction manager, is that general manager, and something like that. And it's just, we give him or her or them the price, and that's the top of what we are able to pay and the project, and kind of say go forth and get it done. It's more than that. There's a bunch of other rules that they have to follow as well. It's a whole chunk of that law, but that's essentially what it comes down to. You're delegating a lot of responsibility to one company or individual.
Well, the advantage of doing that is they don't have to keep coming back to us. We want it to be done efficiently, thoroughly, and that's obviously the way to go.
And the follow-up to that is having a specifically construction lawyer review it, which I am not, right? I am very general counsel down here. Someone who is familiar with what goes wrong with construction contracts specifically would be advantageous, because they're going to know to say, hey, if you don't have this clause in here, they're going to come back around and nail you here. And I don't have the experience to know that. So,
And as a contractor myself, I agree, lawyers should be looked at that.
I agree 100%.
Oh, cool.
Do you have anybody that you would recommend to us, and would you work with that person also, or is this completely separate?
It kind of depends, I think, on what they want to do. In this case, it really would just be, hey, we wanted a second set of eyes on this because this is not my area. And Melissa could do that, or I could do that. I mentioned to Melissa that the local government law group in Eugene is very good. They probably have someone who does that as their thing. But I don't know specifically within the group, not who to talk to.
Thank you.
I know for myself, I worry a lot, so I would much rather have somebody who is very well known in that space be looking at it. But
yeah, it seems like a pretty specific area and important, very important for us to get it right from the start.
Sure.
So many things can go wrong.
I would say,
Okay.
do you want to? Go ahead.
So is the board going to make a motion for me to move forward with securing a construction attorney for the purposes of reviewing the agreement.
I so move.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to get a construction attorney. Is there any other comments or questions?
It's the only way to do it.
I would agree to that. Hearing nothing further, I'll call the question. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Abstentions. The motion carries. Thank you, everybody.
Excellent.
And that'll, when you find somebody, that'll come back to us. I'm like cut off weird. Neck down. Thank you, Melissa.
So next, we have, is there one or two board members interested in evaluating and interviewing construction managers?
I will.
Good answer.
Melissa?
Boston's involved.
Okay, Melissa and Mike, I gotcha. Thank you very much. Okay, the third topic related to the transit center hub is biological evaluation. So, stormwater is currently the primary issue concerning our construction project. So the FTA has requested a biological evaluation to be conducted. David Evans and Associates is the ideal vendor for this task, as they have been involved with the Empire Corridor project for the city of Coos Bay, which is adjacent to the hub project. They are also very familiar with the players at ODOT. On last Thursday, David Evans and Associates, ODOT, Croclay, the National Marine Fisheries Service, and I met to finalize the necessary scope of work for the biological evaluation. Attached, I sent to the board the documents related to the proposed contract, the proposed scope of work, and it's estimated not to exceed $27,375.44. I do note that David Evans and Associates did inflate the estimated work hours for contingency purposes to avoid having to amend the contract down the road. DEA will only bill for actual hours provided. And with that, will the board support executing the contract? If so, please make a motion.
I make a motion to execute the contract to David Evans and Associates for the biological evaluation not to exceed $27,375.44.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to execute that contract. Board, do we have any final comments or discussion on that?
So I'm just curious. I don't know anything about this. But we have all this groundwater that we're concerned about. We're gonna have an evaluation, but we're closing in January or something. I'm just curious. I mean, does this just mean what we're gonna have to do to mitigate that problem? Or, I mean, could this nix, you know? It
Yep,
couldn't go as far as nixing it all, could it? I mean, right?
No, so I, in the meeting last week, I did ask that very question. And I was assured over and over again that the stormwater concerns are more about ensuring that our design plan doesn't hurt fish, basically. And so we have to document that it won't hurt fish.
And if we file one that they feel like is insufficient for that, it doesn't nix the project. They just come back with a list of things that they want us to put in that are different and make you update it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Can we hurt the invasive species?
No hurting.
So this biological evaluation will review, the fisheries and invasive species. It's all inclusive.
Anything further, board? Hearing none, I will call the question to execute the contract to David Evans Associates for the biological evaluation not to exceed $27,375.44. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Abstentions. The motion is passed. The motion is passed. Thank you. Go ahead, Melissa.
All right, so just as a reminder, under ORS 192.700, every member of the governing board is required to attend a public meetings law workshop, webinar. And I don't have certificates of completion from Tara, Mike, and Phil. So there is a link there. So if you have not taken it, if you could just visit the link. If you have taken it already, if you could follow back up with me so that I can get your certificate of completion on file, that would be great. The audit. So David Hoagland, I talked with him last week. He was expecting a draft of the audit report last week. So we soon hope to get that finalized, and we anticipate that coming to the board in January. And we're expecting that to be a very good and happy report. So any other questions on any of the items associated with the general manager report?
We're good. Thank
Awesome.
you so much, Melissa, for all of your hard work on all of this. Nothing I love more than talking about stormwater. All right. For that moves us to item 9. I didn't forget this time. Citizen comments on non-agenda items, again limited to 3 minutes per person. Do we have anybody here for a non-agenda comment? In the Zoom universe. Hearing none. Going once, twice, and 3 times. I'll close that. Board and advisory member, do we have any final closing comments?
Jennifer has a
Oh,
comment.
sorry. Go ahead, Jennifer. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you all that I am providing a training for Umpqua Public Transit and Curry Transit tonight for board, advisory board members. And I have sent out the link, but I can resend that. It's going to be via Zoom meeting, and it starts at, let me see, today at 4 o'clock and goes until about 5:30. So that is available. If anybody's interested, just let me know and I can get you the link.
And my understanding is, since I can't make that, that you're going to tape that so that we can catch it at another time. Is that correct?
We are going to, yes, it will be taped because they're going to have all of their board members, so they will have to have it taped because it's a public meeting.
Okay, just let us know. Thank you.
Did you have something in mind?
No, just it was a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to know that I would like to try to sign up for that 4 o'clock meeting today.
Jennifer, this is Lauren. I didn't get a link to that. Or I shouldn't say that. When did you send that out?
I provided it to Melissa, I think, the last meeting, but
I can resend it out.
Yeah.
Did you think, yeah, that was the follow-up.
Actually, just a calendar invite for that one.
Thank you. Board members, any board and advisory committee members, do we have any final comments, general comments? Just thank you all so much for being here. I think we had some great discussions today, as always. Thank you so much, Melissa, Richard, our wonderful staff. Our next meeting will be for the Board of Directors, January 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. And I will adjourn this meeting at 9:58. Thank you, everybody. 2026, not 2025.